Hello everybody, this is Stonewall, and today, I guess you noticed, I'm back. So I took off for a while, mainly due to school, and I'm kind of back for the summer. We'll see how long I'm able to keep this up. But today I've got a replay for you I believe is kind of worthy of a return to doing YouTube. Now, as you can see from the beginning right here, it is by no means perfect. But I'm in the DW2, or Durchbruchwagen 2, and I rarely try to say that. And it is generally considered one of the worst tanks in the game, but I actually enjoy it, partly because of it's got a really good fire rate and pretty accurate gun, and there's still some things that I haven't figured out that you can't break yet. But their T-127 rushed across, so I kind of pushed back towards our cap here a little bit. But he's kind of off and on. He's running into our LTP. So here's their B1 that's pushing up the middle, and we both have decent armor. I've got about 50 millimeters of armor on this tank, and I really don't know the weak points on that tank as well as I should. I'm kind of figuring it out. And at this point, I probably just should have hit the 2 key and be done with it. I do pack a little bit of APCR, and he figured out where he could put holes in my tank. There he bounced one, but I was able to get it. And lost a decent amount of health. I went ahead and repaired the engine because I don't want a damaged engine in this. This tank has about 91 millimeters of, or sorry, 67 millimeters of penetration. I was thinking about the Excelsior. It's got 67 millimeters of penetration on a standard and 130 on its APCR rounds. But it only does an average of 70 damage, so it's kind of a interesting trade-off there. I was able to get the second shot off, but he backed behind a rock. So right here, the match is pretty much even. They're only up by 1 tank. But this is also where it kind of starts to fall apart for our team. All of a sudden, they're up by 4 tanks as I push across the center bridge, which is not something I normally do. I normally take a flank. Here I realize that the Lago is sitting on the hill and could easily put a shell in my side. Those tanks don't have much armor, but generally have decent penetration. I barely miss. Put one in the tracks, didn't pin, or didn't do any hit point damage. So I decided to kind of hang out behind my rock for a minute. I bounced one from the Chiha, put one in him. At this point, I'm not really sure where to go. It's back pretty close to even again. We've got 5 left. They've got 6. But I'm pretty close to surrounded at this point, and I know if I try to push back across that bridge, I'm probably going to get shot in the back. But I go ahead and risk it here, see if I can get over there in time to save my LTP, who's doing a pretty good job defending himself against that Panzer 2G. Barely missed the Panzer 1C, and he's able to get over there in time to take out our LTP. So I auto-aimed there, but he got over the hill in time. He's trying to get away from me. The DW2, once it gets rolling, is fairly mobile, but its power-to-weight ratio is just not that great, so acceleration is a bit of a problem. It plays closer to a medium sniper, does really low damage, than it does a really good brawling heavy. Of course, there's not many tier 4 heavies that can do any type of brawling at all. So I noticed the Lago got spotted, but he wasn't within my line of sight. I'm not sure who spotted him. I guess it was me. There's the Chiha again. Now, here's where the DW2 has its strong points, and I should have realized this a little bit sooner. It's got about 50 millimeters of armor, and Panzer ICs only have about 30 millimeters of penetration. So, you get situations like this. Now, the reason I focused back on him was because he was actually able to penetrate and took me down to only 76 hit points. And there's the Lago. He put one in my tracks. Panzer IC just rammed himself to death on the back of my tank as I finished the Lago. And you can see the chat light up a little bit with that. I decided just repair my tracks instead of waiting on it. Since you've got the rechargeable repair kits now. I blocked over 2,000 damage, mostly from those Panzer ICs that are just unloading. Put one in the Panzer IC, there's the Type 91, one in, two in, he's on 2 hit points. He broke my tracks, and that was it. So, what did we do in that match? I didn't realize until after the match. I knew it was a good one because I got 6 kills, defended the cap, but I got a medal that I didn't really realize I got. And that is the Kolobanov's medal. So this is the medal you get whenever you stand alone against 5 enemies and win. If you notice at the very end, it was a 1 versus 5 situation that I was able to pull out. And that was my very first Kolobanov's medal. Of course, an ace tanker, cool-headed from surviving all of those ricochets from the Panzer ICs. You can see here 95 shots from one and 86 from another. Steel wall for receiving the most hits of any player with potential damage of at least 1,000 hit points. High caliber for causing over 1,000 hit points of damage and at least 20% of the total hit points of the enemy vehicles. And of course a Top Gun for getting 6 kills. So when we look at the team score, I did more than double the damage of anybody on my team. And actually the Chiha on the enemy team did really well for himself. But I did a little bit better there. Detailed report, you can see I received 193 non-penetrating hits, and most of that was from those Panzer ICs. Blocked over 2,000 damage and did right at 1,100. So I figured that replay right there was good enough to come back to YouTube on. And if you want to find this replay for yourself, it's on whatreplays.com. Just search for DW2 Kolobanov's medal. So this is Stonewall signing off. I'll see you in another video.